Okay, today I'm going to give the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition a really difficult test. I'm shooting a house today, which I've got a little bit extra time in shooting this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot it all with the Canon 5D Mark II and the 16 to 35mm lens on that. So camera body around about $1.5 grand, lens about $1.5 grand. It's about three. Let's just say this is $3 worth of equipment. It's not quite. It's we've less. GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition around about £350. So that's what, like an 8 times difference in price. Now the question isn't to see how much better this is, because without a doubt the Canon will definitely be a better image, better video in the end. But the question is just, how close can a GoPro Hero get to the quality of footage that we're getting from this? Interesting. Well, the main reason why this won't be as good, first of all, just explain, this won't be as good because I don't have like manual control over the exposure. So I can't say, be bright, I want you to be super bright, or anything like that. Normally in the Canon, I want it to be extra bright, so I'll always have it at maybe f4 or something, and a high ISO, especially if it's an indoor property, or if I'm inside the property. So the question is, see how well this actually does, and how well it does in comparison to the price. So here we go.
So for the first part of this video that I'm able to show you is I went into the kitchen and I'm using a glide track and a pretty sturdy video tripod. If you want links to that, they will be down in the description below. So first of all, I'm having to make sure that my white balance is sorted, and whenever I'm shooting with the Canon, I've got it in the lowest in-camera settings. So the sharpening's right down, the saturation's right down, and it's very flat image, so I can edit it as much as possible afterwards. So this is kind of how it came out of the camera straight away with the Canon, and very nice, looks right. I'll probably do some color adjustments just to get the whites a little bit more white from that. Then after doing that, using all the same gear, just quickly get the GoPro Hero 3 Black Plus Edition and put it onto the tripod head, which it magically fits with its little attachment, and doing the same setting again, but unfortunately I've got no control in camera to set its exposure at all. So what I did is I set it at camera raw. What I've got is a much wider field of view, which is quite impressed about, and it looked quite good. So a little bit of editing to color correct that as well. Afterwards, I went out into, there's kind of this nice little conservatory area. With the Canon, I really started to notice it's not as wide. Even though this is a 16 to 35mm lens on a full frame camera, I was starting to think, damn, the GoPro being so wide really is quite useful. However, you do start to see the edges of the glide track whenever you use the GoPro, because it is so wide. So here's the same shot with the GoPro, much wider. There is a curve to it, but that can be easily taken out with the GoPro software that is given with it. So that's how it looks. So here's chopping from one to the other, and they definitely look different from each other.
Okay, next room. This is probably the most difficult room out of them all, because I'm shooting at ISO 1250 on that. And we're in a room where it's only got one light here. Normally if you lived in here you'd have your own lights and all that kind of stuff, but it does have the windows there, and the windows are pretty darn bright. So this is where having the manual control over the exposure on the Canon is definitely going to beat this. So let's see.
Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to put the edited, finalized videos with all the editing and lens correction that I've done onto YouTube, because I've added on some music on there, which unfortunately is seen as copyrighted, even though I've bought the license for using it. So a bit annoying there. But what I've done is I've uploaded them and I've got them onto my blog site here. And the great thing is I've put two different photos for the outside, which are taken just with the camera. But what I'm already liking is the fact that somebody's already said, so which one is the GoPro footage? So that's I think is what is very, very cool, is that there is a potential of getting almost equal quality footage with a GoPro as you can with the Canon 5D Mark II, even though you don't have access to the controls of manual exposure in any way. So have a look there, and once you're on it, you can see it edited and all that kind of stuff, and leave a comment down below or on the actual blog and see if you can tell which one is which. Cheers, bye-bye.